Now, Christmas celebrations started early for the 1,670 stateless Shona and 1,300 stateless persons of Rwandan descent who were granted Kenyan citizenship during recent National Day celebrations. The Shona people came to Kenya from Zimbabwe as missionaries and settled in the country but weren't recognized as citizens until this year. CGTN's Wilkista Nyabwa spoke to some members of the community about their hopes and aspirations.
They paint a picture of contentment. Their joy and laughter is infectious, and they do have a good reason to be happy in 2020. That's because this family's happiness has been a long time coming. On 12th December, during Independence Day national celebrations, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta announced that Kenya would grant citizenship to 1,670 people of Shona origin living in Kenya. This would end over 5 decades of statelessness for the group.
I can't quite describe that moment. Tears of joy rained down my face. I was at home watching the ceremony on TV, and I could not believe it. I got on my knees and just prayed.
Angeline is a second-generation member of the Shona community in Kenya. The Shona traveled from Zimbabwe as Christian missionaries in the 1960s. After Kenya's independence in 1963, they missed the window to register as Kenyans. They couldn't register in Zimbabwe either, as they were no longer residents, and that's how the group became stateless. 44-year-old Angeline was born in Kenya. The challenges she faced were heightened when she had her children. They couldn't access simple public services.
First, I wasn't able to get an education because my parents did not have much. They didn't even have documents to show they were Kenyans or that I was born in Kenya. I had my children and I wanted them to study, but how could I enroll them in school without these documents?
Even accessing the medical services was an issue because when you go, the first requirement, they need to identify yourself, and we didn't have any of those.
Unable to secure formal employment, members of the community continued a tradition handed down through generations. They make furniture and baskets for sale. Chatting in the Shona language they have kept alive, but simple things like traveling, opening bank accounts or registering telephone lines, or even voting were beyond their reach. Now they look forward to more opportunities. For decades, Kenya's Shona people felt excluded and disconnected from the rest of the country. Now, with registration and acknowledgement by the government, they feel like part of the Kenyan fabric. They are now Kenya's Shona people.
It is a new beginning for all of us, and for me also. I'm looking forward right now. I'll work hard to my full potential because the blocks that were on my way towards me achieving my dreams have been removed.
A section of the community members considers visiting Zimbabwe one day. For others, that country feels like a distant, hazy picture. Home is where they have lived and worked as they waited and hoped.
I ask my fellow Kenyans to embrace us, because now we are Kenyans like them.
And now they have their identification documents to prove it. Wilkista Nyabwa, CGTN.